Latin, the dead language with loads of verb, noun and adjectival endings and a whole load of complicated grammatical structures. Well done for even attempting to learn it. Most Latin consists of nagda, and when I say most Latin, I really mean pretty much nearly almost all of it. It's very unlikely that you'll ever find a Latin text without it. Nagda, I hear you cry. What on earth is nagda? Is it useful? Will it help me? How could it possibly help me? Apart from being a half-assed anagram of Gandalf, what use is it for me? Does it have magical powers? Well, no, not at all. In Latin, the vast majority of words are either going to be nouns, adjectives, or verbs, or participles, which are formed from verbs but behave like adjectives. So let's just classify them with the describing words. That is to say that they describe nouns and therefore have to agree with them, just like adjectives. Now, nouns, adjectives and participles decline and verbs conjugate, which means that they change their endings according to their context, or to you and me, just mean that we have tons of endings to learn. Not to worry though, because both adjectives and participles decline like nouns, and this is where nagda comes in. Nominative, accusative, genitive, dative and ablative. That's the order that the cases follow when you decline these words. This is equally as important to remember as the actual endings themselves, or you'll forget which corresponds to what. Now, the reason there are 5 different endings is because each has its own individual job. The nominative is the subject of the sentence. It does the verb. So if I throw a book to you, I am the subject because I am doing the verb. I'm the one throwing the book. Now, the accusative is the direct object. This means that it's the object or person that is directly affected by the action. So, if a dog falls into a pond, the pond is the direct object, as it's the one being fallen into. Similarly, in the previous book throwing example, the book is a direct object, as it's the one being hurled. Now, the genitive. This is slightly easier to understand. It just denotes possession and so can be translated as of the something, put an apostrophe s on the end of the word, or in a few special cases, a possessive pronoun can be added like his, hers or theirs. For example, the girl's feelings, Tom's super magnet, and your face. The dative. This is the indirect object. Indirect, not direct. Got it? Good. This means that it is, surprise, surprise, the object or person that is indirectly affected by the action and is translated with the 2 little words to or for. Dative, to or for. In my opinion, it's more important to learn how to recognise and translate the words than it is to know what they're called. So if you don't learn anything from this video, just learn this. The dative means to or for. So in the book throwing of shame, you, yes you, would be in the dative because you are having a book thrown to you. Similarly, if a street vendor decided to show some of his half-price togas to a woman, the woman would be in the dative. And if one day I felt like being very nice and bought a present for you, you would be in the dative. Finally, the ablative. My favourite case. By, with, or from. Also used to express time or location. It's amazing. This is the wonder case of lingua latina. It even has its own construction named after it. It's like the temp staff of the cases that gets all the boring yet vital jobs thrown at it, but manages to do them all very, very well. For it to express time, you'd usually see the expression of time written in the ablative like tertia ora, at or on the 3rd hour, or decem annis, literally by 10 years, or more naturally in 10 years. And location. Now, the accusative also denotes location, but only movement into a certain place, like currit in forum, he runs into the forum. However, change forum into the ablative foro and you get a whole new meaning. Currit in foro means he's running around in the forum. In the same way, the famous phrase Caecilius est in horto is actually in the ablative. Caecilius is in the garden. He's not moving into or out of it. He's in it, contemplating life, in the dodgy crook Brumio that he accidentally hired who is now perving on his family. I think we'll leave it there. Please feel free to subscribe, comment and abuse the replay button. Bye!